Components of paints. Welcome to the module on paint components, where we will understand what are paints made of.
Hi, Paint Guru. So, what is paint made of?
Oh, paints are made of around 300 to 400 raw materials, with many being petroleum based. Paints are complex mixtures but comprise four main components: pigments, binders, additives, and solvents.
Let me guess. Pigment gives the color.
Absolutely. Pigments are primarily responsible for color. They are finely ground solid particles that do not dissolve in the liquid component of the paint, unlike dyes. When you apply paint and it dries, it completely hides the surface, making the paint film opaque. Pigments are responsible for the property of opacity or hiding. They are the most expensive paint components. Titanium dioxide or TiO2 is the most expensive pigment and also the most commonly used not just in paints but also in paper, toothpaste, fabrics, etc. What should you wear when you are out in the hot sun? White clothes or black?
White, since white reflects light and heat, and black absorbs.
Correct. The white TiO2 is highly opaque and reflects light and UV rays, thus making the home cooler.
So, there are pigments for different colors, like TiO2 for white.
Well, yes. However, there are different types of pigments as well: primary pigments, extender pigments, and specialty pigments. Primary pigments. Pigments mainly lend the color: TiO2, red oxide, carbon black, Prussian blue, zinc oxide, and aluminium powder, to name a few. Extender pigments. Extender pigments are naturally occurring chemical substances like chalk and calcium carbonate that are added to increase the thickness or viscosity of the paint, making it easier to apply and giving it a more uniform finish. Extender pigments are less expensive than color pigments, so they can be used to reduce the overall cost of the paint.
So, extender pigments also have some color, like white chalk. Why are they not used as color pigments?
Well, extenders are typically white or light in color. Extender pigments do not provide any color to the paint. They do not reflect light well and are not very opaque. This is why they are not used as color pigments. Then, we have specialty pigments that lend unique effects to decorative paints. The next main component is binder. The binder is the glue that holds the paint together. It is responsible for the paint film, a film that sticks to the substrate called adhesion. The kind of binder, also called polymer, lends to the glossiness, flexibility, toughness, and durability of the paint film. There are two main types of binders: those that are used in water based paints and those that are used in solvent based paints. The binder used in water based paints is called emulsions. Thus, wall paints are commonly called emulsions. These are generally acrylic in nature. Can you guess a naturally occurring emulsion? You see this every day.
Hmm, not sure.
Milk. Milk is a naturally occurring emulsion, and so is blood. Have you noticed how when milk spills on the table and you let it dry, it forms a thin layer or film, making it difficult to wipe off after drying? The water in the milk evaporates, and the milk solids pack together, making a thin film on the surface. Acrylic emulsions are just like that. After an emulsion paint is applied, the water evaporates and the polymer particles pack closely and fuse together to form a continuous film. The use of water rather than an organic liquid means that emulsion paints produce fewer VOC when they are used.
What is VOC?
VOC, or volatile organic compounds, are a diverse group of carbon based chemicals that evaporate at room temperature. They exist in numerous products we encounter daily, such as carpets, paints, cosmetics, cleaning agents, adhesives, and gasoline, to name a few. Some man-made VOCs contribute to greenhouse gas emissions. It's crucial to note that while some VOCs are detectable due to their odor, others are odorless, making odor an unreliable indicator of health risk. Continued exposure to VOC is harmful to health, causing eye and respiratory irritation, headaches, dizziness, nausea, and long-term effects like congenital disabilities, reproductive issues, and cancer. Water-based paints are safer for human health thanks to their low VOC content.
Understood.
Water-based paints have binders known as acrylic emulsions. Solvent-based paints, on the other hand, have binders that are mostly alkyds. You would have heard of polymers like PU, epoxy, etc. These are alkyd-based binders used in solvent-based paints. In water-based paints, we saw that the film is formed through evaporation of water. In the case of solvent-based paints, the alkyd binder forms a dry film by volatilization and oxidation in the presence of air. The film is more durable and resistant to wear and tear, humidity, and moisture. So that was about binders. Next, we have
Solvents?
right. Solvents make the paint paintable. The most common solvents are water, used in water-based paints, and mineral turpentine oil, used in solvent-based paints. Solvents also play a role in how fast the paint dries. Water-based paints, for instance, dry faster, usually within 4 to 6 hours, while solvent-based paints take a bit longer, about 8 to 10 hours. Solvent controls the way the paint flows and how easy it is to apply. Commonly used solvents include turpentine oil, benzene or naphtha as a substitute, mineral spirit, acetone, and ethyl alcohol. Additives. Additives are the secret agents of paint, working in very small quantities to improve and modify various properties. Even in tiny amounts, 0.001% to 5%, additives can profoundly influence paint properties. They have specific actions and purposes, such as reducing algal growth and counteracting undesirable effects like odor or even adding fragrance. Additives are used to enhance water repellence by creating a water beading effect, like water pearls on lotus leaf. They also increase the paint's storage stability and thus improve its shelf life. Anti-settling additives prevent pigments from settling at the bottom of the paint can. In conclusion, paints are a blend of 4 essential components, which are
Pigments, binders, solvents, additives.
the different types of these 4 main components used in different proportions give rise to different kinds of paints.